Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of Black Friday right here on Podcast and Chill. I am Len Moleko, and like we're doing now, we're still making your business our business. Unfortunately, we're doing it a little bit different because we have to keep safe. We have to stay at home so that we make sure we flatten that curve. And your business is still our business. And today I am joined by Dimpo Tobejani from YDN, and she's gonna tell us a little bit about something that for the longest time, and when I was in high school, was something that was very close to my heart, and it's something that she does. So, without talking too much about it, I'm gonna introduce Dimpo and let her tell you her story. Dimpo, welcome to Podcast and Chill.
Hi, Lynn. Thank you so much for having me. So yeah, you basically introduced my company, YDN Academy, and just to summarize what we do, YDN Academy is a youth-owned, Black-owned skills reference company that is founded to assist learners in placing them into skills development programs and conducting career exhibitions. Um, I founded this company actually in 2017 when I was seeing flames in varsity. And then I thought to myself, okay, I was studying accounting at the time. Then I thought to myself, okay, if I had career guidance, would I have still done accounting? Or did I just do accounting because my mentor was doing accounting and she was doing relatively well in her career? And then the answer was a bit, maybe not. But anyways, I continued on to finish my degree, and then I made it a mission to assist learners and give them career guidance and actually open up their minds and in a light that shows them how many careers, different careers that suit your personality, your mental capacity, and your talents that are out there in South Africa and in the world. So since 2017, YDN Academy has been striving. We've worked with TITA, which is one of the SETAs. We've been sponsored by the National Youth Development Agency. We're under an incubation hub. And yeah, we're basically thriving and we've gained such strong partnerships over the years. So yeah, that's YDN Academy in a nutshell.
And you know, the interesting thing about it is a lot of people don't understand how important it is to be given career guidance in high school so that you choose the right
Mm.
subjects and you choose the right degree to study so that you follow that, as opposed to falling into a trap of saying, no, I'm going to study medicine or accounting just so you can appease somebody. In the people that you've
Mm.
worked with, or the learners that you've worked with, what do you find are some of the basic, I'm going to call them hardships or mistakes that they make in choosing careers?
Okay, so you find that most people struggle with maths, and if, for instance, they didn't make it to do pure maths in grade 10, already seven that mentality already, okay, I'm going to amount to nothing. So when we come in, we tell them that, look, it doesn't mean if you don't have maths and science, you can't become a doctor still, or you can't become an electrical engineer. You still can. You can go the route of taking N courses, do your N5 after high school, so that you can bridge and then start doing maths and science there. And then the next year, you can really do what you truly want to do. So the biggest misconception that people have is that subject choice in high school is a done deal. If you've done it, you can't change your mind. All hope is lost. And I'm here to tell learners that no, not all hope is lost. There's still a lot you can do. It might take a while for you to get there. It might take an extra year of you having to basically upgrade your marks or go to a TVET and then go to university. But in the end, it is very gratifying because you will be able to do exactly what you want to do.
The interesting thing is, speaking about TVET actually, is that a lot of people look at them and be like, I'm not going to go to a TVET college. Yeah. And thinking university is the be all and end all, and not understanding that there are so many other jobs that you can get into when you go to a TVET college. Do you find that a lot of high school leaving people have that mentality as well?
Yes, definitely. Most people just think okay, I need to get into the UJ, the VITS, and I'm not going to settle for less. And the secret actually is, go to TVET college, they give them on-job training. So in their last year, in their third year, they actually make sure that they find them a job relative to what they're doing in that industry. So in actuality, a person that's in a TVET college might have a bigger advantage most of the time, because at the end of their 3 years, banani a qualification, which is a diploma or a degree or a BTEC, and they've got experience, whereby someone who went to university, finished, sweated to even get the degree, has to start from basically from zero and find a job on their own, whereby a TVET college actually finds you a job. So that's the biggest misconception, is that if you're not in university, you're less. You might actually be at an advantage if you are in a TVET college.
So enter YDN and you guys see that there is this need that needs to happen. Upon starting up, how did that process come about? And obviously you were motivated by the fact that you went into something because somebody sort of like gravitated you to it, but you are now in this space and you starting off. What are some of the difficulties that you are experiencing, not only for yourself, but also for the people that you are dealing with, to also assist them to avoid the same mistakes that you probably made if you look at them and think that, oh yeah, this was a mistake?
Okay, are you saying in terms of if a person chose a different career, or what do you mean? Can you
elaborate this? So I mean, in terms of somebody comes to you and says, look, I want to be an electrical engineer, for instance, but you can tell that the easier journey to go through is being an electrician. But while being an electrician, there are ways of you perhaps getting into the electrical engineering space.
Okay, so sometimes when we find those students, I'm not really sure what I want to do. I like this. I think it's going to make me money. And then we've got a team of psychologists that do a psychometric assessment and actually speak to a person and actually find out what is their true talent, and then they check their results, and then they analyze them and compare them with what they are talking about, and then they're able also to then really assistance. With us, with YDN, we try and widen the scope of the youth. Of it's not only about money. It's definitely not about money. It's about how passionate are you about a career path. And the more passionate you are, is the more you are going to attract those extra jobs, those big companies, because you're very passionate about what you're doing. So with us, we go deeper. We, after our exhibitions, we ask the learners to give us feedback. If learners want to find out more, then we link them with those therapists. And yeah, so that's basically our evaluation.
You know, and one thing that, and I know there's probably a lot of chillers who can attribute to this, is that when a lot of us were in high school, we were never afforded the opportunity to know that if you want to be, we just knew a couple of careers, like an accountant, a doctor, what, in. Have you found that in the space, because you are so in it, have you found that there is a level of narrow-mindedness in terms of career choice amongst a lot of young Black people?
Yes. I'll put, for instance, currently we have for that we are in partnership with Transport Education Training Authority. Before we became in partnership with them, I thought that transport only basically it involved drivers, pilots, those air hostesses. Once I got into it really deep, I realized that, okay, behind that person, there's still a person that has to do the boiler work, the engineering mechanics, the people that put together the aeroplane, the people on the ground, there's just a lot traffic, air traffic. I learned a lot myself. I wasn't really sure because I'd see everything on the surface, but being in this game, I'm able to even ask questions as to as an actor. Behind the actor, Kimang Ayetang, whatever, who's behind it. I now know there's the DOP, the producer, there's the editor, there's sound. So I'm learning so much in different careers, including arts. We're just trying to look at very different careers and explore them for the youth, and then give back and give them guidance.
So in terms of, I spoke about the struggles that you obviously experienced when you started. Are you able to highlight some of those and how you were able to overcome them? Obviously, to get to a point whereby you are able to assist those who are also going through struggle.
Yes, definitely. First of all, with YDN, it's a private company. So it's very tough to convince people that it's a business, you know, even though we are doing, I consider myself as a social entrepreneur. But work is a business exposed, we have to charge them because at the end of the day, if through my expo I was able to convince 10 learners to come to your institution, and maybe your institution is a private institution charging 50,000 rands a year, and I was able to get you 10 learners from my expo, and you're making money at the end of the day. But then when it comes to you actually being willing to pay for the service, it takes a lot for me to convince you. So that's definitely one of the struggles. And then with companies, with institutions other than the seaters, you have to really plead your case that, look, I am really generating money from this. I don't charge learners, I charge institutions because they're a business, I'm a business, but we are all doing this for the end user, which is the learner. And so I would have to basically show them that, look, the bank statements, this is how it works, this is how I charge, and the kind of assets that my company buys. And then with the CETAs, they already know that companies like myself that do skills development are actually. So it's been a journey trying to convince those. But once they are educated, it's great because they automatically, okay, in any expo, or we have to put away some money to join the expo, and we basically don't even limit the size of their stands or anything. We just let them come and bring whatever tools they want to bring. As long as that fee for us, we are fine. Yeah.
In terms of support.
And so yeah, and therefore to convince.
No, yes. Sorry. No, you can carry on. You can carry on.
Oh, yes. Okay, and then in terms of other people that are trying to get into the business, like when they come to me and they ask me, I have research and so on, because they come with the mindset they're going to make tons and tons of money and they're going this one way. So when I actually give them pointers, I show they can make it work. And I actually do give a lot of people insights, and I do try and help them because there's it's a cake that's big enough. So I don't mind when someone comes to me and says, I want to do something similar to yours. I don't mind if someone from Mpumalanga came to me and said, can we collaborate and do something in Mpumalanga? I'm open-minded to that. So yeah.
And I was going to get to that, but before I get to that, I just want to find out, in terms of support, do you find getting more support from the corporates in terms of a private business, or is it more government that's willing to play ball and also help empower the young people of the country?
It's definitely government. And the funny thing is, you know, with government, when you say government, people assume that and that's not necessarily the case. I don't know anyone in this game, especially with the CETAs, and they've really assisted more in terms of the company. Because I'm not an NGO. They have that thing out. Okay, what are we benefiting from doing this? Because if I was an NGO, there'd be Section 18A excluded, and that would reduce the money that they have to pay to SARS. But then, because I'm a private company, now they have to really substantiate what it's a corporate social responsibility. Like, you really need to convince them and really show them your vision. Mara government, it's easier for them to play ball, because at the end of the day, we are helping them deal with our expos. We bring in people that offer learnerships also, and that's also helping them with curbing unemployment. So I'll definitely say the government is more receptive and willing to help us more than the private companies, which we are trying to change. I think over time we will, and over time we've built partnerships, but definitely we want to enhance those partnerships.
So you mentioned anybody who wants to go into the same space as you. Currently, you are primarily based in the east of Johannesburg, or should I say Gauteng? Let me say Gauteng, because yeah, that side of the world sort of like falls into Ekurhuleni. Where else? How far is your footprint in terms of what you do? So I'm a grade 10 or grade 11 learner in Pampierstad or Botaville in the Free State, and I'm watching this, but how do I get access of what you guys are doing?
Okay, because with every company, you have to basically be known the most somewhere in some city, because you belong, you have to have a place where you belong. So when I started off for Ekurhuleni, and then basically trying to gain the people there, and to get them to come to our expo, educate them more about what we do. For the child in KwaZulu Natal, that's what we're fighting that's where we're fighting. We're trying to express ourselves and be known, because we try and help all youth. It's not about fully somewhere before you jump and you go somewhere else. So that when people say, okay, KwaZulu Natal, but then what have you done so far? We can literally give them a reference. We worked with such and such school, and so with the same model we can implement with you guys. So obviously with things like your podcast, it assists us in reaching out to those areas that you otherwise could not have been able to get to. So yeah, we're trying by all means to get our names out there, and we are open to collaborations. We're open to working with municipalities of different provinces, and yeah, basically.
All right, no, that's cool. So all the chillers out there who are listening want to find out how they can get hold of you guys so that you can do work, be it in the Western Cape, be it in the Free State, the Northwest, Northern Cape, Lesotho, probably even outside the country. How do they get a hold of you, from be it calling, be it WhatsApp, be it email, all the contact details that you have?
Okay, so people can, oh my gosh, the internet connection. Okay, people can find me on Instagram. I'm called Dimpo Wadi Expo. And then on Facebook, I have a page, YDN Academy. And then on WhatsApp, you can reach me on 076 977 1646, or you can send me an email on ydnacademy@gmail.com. For now, we are actually conducting virtual career expos, because obviously we can't face to face.
Yeah.
So we are open to people, institutions that want to join us. We're doing have Q&A videos from professionals. We have learners can ask questions and get answers basically from people in that industry that they're interested in going into. We've got partnerships with a couple of institutions where learners can apply through our portal. So our portal is ydnacademy.co.za. So that's where we're going to be hosting Digital Career Expo and basically trying to assist learners to still be motivated and know what they're working towards. So that's the online platform we're providing to the youth.
All right, Dimpo Tobejane, it was such a pleasure having a chat to you because you touch a very sensitive, a very important topic in this country, because a lot of the youth make a lot of mistakes in terms of choosing careers, and sometimes they go into careers, ditch them, and decide to either give up or just hang on and go to something else that they might not be interested in. But grooming them while they're young, while their minds are still developing, is one key important thing. Any last message that you want to leave us with?
Okay. I actually forgot to mention a global twist. I'd also like to encourage parents that are struggling to give their kids schooling to actually sign up on our Global Twist platform, which is basically works like Uber. You request a tutor that will assist you in your homework or test or exam preparations, and a fee is charged. It's 150 Rand for an hour, and you get taught by the best of the best. So if you felt that you are Tabiso and you're, don't be scared anymore. Don't fear. There is help out there through Global Twist. Request for a tutor to assist you in any subject offered by the Gauteng Department of Education at the button. Very convenient in the comfort of your own home. So with the Global Twist, you can find us on www.globaltwist.ca, and you can sign up there, or you can find us on Global Twist on Instagram. And then same number, 076 977 1646.
All right, that's pretty dope, especially with the matrics and a lot of so much schooling that was lost because of the global epidemic. Dimpo Tobejane, once again, thank you very much for your time. You are doing great work, and hopefully your expertise will spread around the country so that everybody has a chance to actually have a chance at being a better version of themselves in terms of their careers. Once again, Dimpo, thank you very much. And yeah, this has been Podcast and Chill, the Black Friday edition. And if you too want to be a part of this, it's easy. Just drop us an email. The address is podcast@thisismacg.com. Otherwise, drop us a WhatsApp. The number is 081 474 0632. On that note, I'm out of here, and I will catch you on the flip side.